point number 72, properties of an array in C language. So let's look at properties of an array. So in the previous video we have talked about the array, that how the array counts and why we use an array. The concept behind was that it was used for the collection of data of similar data types. Okay. Now in this video we are going to learn about some of the properties of an array that is going to help you in making the programs in C language. So let's look at properties of an array. So think about this. There are following properties of an array to make it very useful. So what are these? These are, it contains collections of data having same data type. This is the most important point. It contains collection of the data having same data type. This is our first point, or we can say properties of an array. The first property. Second property deals with that it arranges all the data in the consecutive area of memory. Okay, it arranges all the data in consecutive area of memory. So if it is storing a data in A base 0, then the data is going to fit in A braces 1 or A braces 2 in a consecutive area of memory. So this is the arranging that we can do in array. Okay, the next property is that C language can easily find all the data of an array because all the data are stored in the consecutive area of memory, and that's why the array comes. Because when we were using the multiple variables, then there was a problem and the issue that arises that it was taking so much of time for accessing the data, and that's why the array concept came in C language. So we can say that the properties of an array is it contains collection of the data having same data type. It arranges all the data in the consecutive area of memory, and C language can easily find all the data of an array because all the data are stored in the consecutive area of memory, and that is why we use array. Okay. Another point is that it is very easy to access or maintain all the data of an array. And the most important property is that the main features of an array is that if you pass an array to the function, then it means you are passing the reference of an array to the function such that any changes made by the function will affect to the actual array. And that is the most important properties of an array, that you can still use array into the function with an conceptual way, that if you change something there, that is going to be changed in array. So we can say this is very important property. So let's look at the property that we have revised. It was that it contains collection of the data having same data type. It is very important property. It arranges all the data in the consecutive area of memory, and C language can easily find all the data of an array because all the data are stored in the consecutive area of memory. And that's why it is very unique in C language. And it is very easy to access or maintain all the data of an array. And also the main feature that lie in an array is that we can use array into the function also. And if you change the number or data in through the function, then array's number and data is going to be changed because it is the holding the reference of an array, and that's why it becomes most important when we are using it in function. Okay. Now another point is that about the property of an array is that it makes the program very small. Okay. And another property is that in an array all the variables will have same name. As we have studied. And to access each variable we use the index, and index always starts from 0, as I have told you about this thing, that index always starts from 0. in the previous section, in the example section of the array, I have told you that index always starts from 0, and I have also told you that if you write the variable name braces and in the bracket if you use the index name there, then you can access that index easily. Okay, so if you wanted to access the index, then if you wanted to access a variable, then use the index. Okay, that is so important point and property of an array. So this was the property of an array. So now let's look at the demerit of an array. That what is the demerit of it? Property is the feature of an array, and demerit is something that we can say that makes a demerit of the array, that you can just satisfied with it, that it is not going to work, and this is the features of an array I am talking. So let's look at demerit of an array. Demerit of array. So here these are the demerit. That demerit of an array is that the main demerit of an array is the wastage of space. Okay, so how it is going to waste your space? Let's look at with an proper example, with an proper explanation. Okay, so let us suppose you have acquired 100 spaces of integer type. Okay, so you are supposing that you have acquired 100 spaces of integer type, data type we can say, and the size of 100 spaces is, because we have studied that the integer data type is stored 4 bytes, therefore 100 into 4, we have studied that the integer data type stores 4 byte in 64 bit and 2 byte in 32 bit, therefore it is assuming as in 64 bit, therefore I am using 4 here. So 100 into 4, where 4 byte is the length of integer type and total size is 400 byte. So we can say that if we are using the 100 spaces of integer type, then the size is going to be 400 byte. Because of the length of integer in 64 bit system is 4 byte, therefore the 100 spaces that required total size is 400 byte. Okay, and suppose in the program if you use only 10 spaces for the operation, then you are actually wasting 90 spaces, and it means 90 into 4, that is 360 bytes you are wasting. Okay, and that is why it is the demerit of an array. The demerit of an array is the wastage of space, because if you not use your space thoroughly, then you are actually wasting your spaces. So here in this case I am actually wasting 360 byte and only using 40 byte. So this is the wastage of memory. So you need to think about this thing before proceeding into the programming, that initialize only that space that you wanted to use. Okay, now, so this was the demerit of an array. So to solve the problem, it is the programmer responsibility to use the space on the requirement basis. Okay, so here the demerit came, and we can say the solution also came. Now here this is an array which I am initializing of 100 size. Here you can see that is 100 here. So this is an array of integer data type. So it means that 100 means here is that it is starting from, the index is starting from 0 and goes on to 99. So you can see here the demerit was about that we were wasting actually 90 spaces, that is 360 bytes. So to avoid that problem, it is the programmer responsibility to use the space on the requirement basis. Okay, so this is, if we were not using all the containers of this array, then actually it is the wastage of the memory. So, and also one more most important point about the thing is that this whole array this whole array is actually, we can say, the whole array address is stored in this base address. So if you wanted to access any variable, we can say any blocks, then you can use the base address, because through this you can access the whole address of any variable, or we can say whole address of this array. So this is the array of 100 size whose data type is integer. So we can say that this is actually containing the concept of an array. As we have studied about the properties of an array as well as the made it, and the solution was that the programmer responsibility to use the spaces very smartly. Okay, if you are actually wasting the memory, it means you are wasting the spaces of the RAM. Okay, and that is not the good way of programming. So good programming is that programming which depends on the time complexity as well as the space complexity. Means you should not waste too much of time as well as the space. Okay, so this was all about the properties of an array. So thanks for watching. Dhanyavad.